Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the One Conscious Love Network. I'm here with Gina today. Gina and I met probably about 5 months ago now. We're both part of the Bump community, and Gina is an incredible health stylist. And so she's here today to tell us about herself and what she does. So, Gina, please introduce yourself and tell everyone what it is that you do.
Thank you for inviting me, Melanie. I'm so glad to be with you today and with your audience. I'm Gina. I'm living in Amsterdam. I'm a health stylist, and that means that I have several modalities in functional medicine, gut health, hormones, but also stress counseling and everything in between and beyond this. And my goal is to guide people from traumatized health to holistic bliss. And the biggest part in my work is actually helping people to become aware of how traumatic events or chronic toxic stress is impacting their lives without them being conscious about it, or conscious about it and not knowing where or how to start flipping the script. And by that, having severe compromised health issues and struggles with that. And so my aim is to help them to get to the other side.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So when you're saying chronic stress is kind of affecting them, but they're not aware of it, what are some of the telltale signs that they would know this is a situation that they might be under?
People who are like, we talk a lot about high achieving people, and people who are overachieving are not aware that it's a trauma response. So it's by constantly wanting to achieve things to, I can't find it, the English word, uh, to have prestigious, to make prestigious. So they want to have a career, but doing it over the top, everything in extremes. So in my own experience and of the work that I do, I know that every quality taken to extremes becomes a weakness. And so that's actually what I try to give to people. Why do you do the things the way you do, and what it's bringing you? And what if you change your habits and change your beliefs and the way you nurture yourself? What will it benefit? Where will it benefit you in your life at this moment?
That's beautiful for sure. Yeah. So how do you approach the work with folks? Like, what is the modalities or the approaches that you have that are bringing that consciousness to it?
Yeah, that's a very different approach for everybody, because a lot of people come with an easy question. Um, and many of the people is having struggles with food, with weight, or also with sleep, or like they see it as one problem. Actually, it's a symptom of a bigger problem. So what I do, I first let them explain what they're going through and what is the biggest pain in their life at that moment. And then we start to do an assessment, and we take all these different pillars of life, how everything is going, but also we take a walk back in life. How did you get here? And that gives the most valuable information, of course, about the way they're living their life at this moment, because all our beliefs and all our trauma and all our stress is in our backpack, creating our current life. So, and that's why we start working on. And for one person, it's just addressing the food, and then slowly, step by step, other things will reveal itself.
So for those watching, maybe they're not familiar with the terminology pillars of life. What does that mean to you and your work, and how do you use it?
Pillars of life means how is your medical history, how is your medical situation today, but also your family, how is your upbringing, how is your career, how is your current life, do you have children or not, how is your own family, how is your a vision for the future. All these things we take in consideration. So that's making um, the way you experience life today. I hope that's more clear.
Yes, that's beautiful. Yes, I was just curious myself. That's great. That's great. And then you work one-on-one with people, or do you offer other ways to work together with you?
Actually, I do some roundtable sessions with other people, so collaboration. So we have um, topics that we work together with, so with different approaches. That's what I love to do, and a master class. But the main thing that I do is work one on one, because especially when you have the trauma and all these things that come in, people love to have the privacy, and it's also I want to give them my full attention. And also working on gut related issues, it's also something that is so personal. I feel if I do that in general, that some people will miss the attention and the information that they need for their specific situation.
For sure. What brought you to this work, Gina?
That's a long story. That was my own journey. I uh, I had a very traumatic upbringing, and I was always sick. I was also born as a premature baby of 29 weeks. And my mom only experienced her pregnancy after she was 5.5 months pregnant. And then she ended up in the hospital. And then a month later, I was born. And I had to be in the incubator for 2.5 months. So my health was already compromised uh, at that point. And so I was chronically very low in my immune system, and always struggling with colds and all these things. And my gut was since my birth was a problem. So I had a severe PTSD that I found out in early 30s, and my IBS was something that was connected to that. And all the other chronic illnesses that was always between my ears that the doctor said came from this gut health and the PTSD. So when I found out how that was connected with each other, I was like, okay, I nearly died of a viral infection on my lungs at 31. That was for me the shifting moment, that I was like, and now I need to know what I can do myself to prevent it from happening again or getting worse. And that was a year before I found out that it was PTSD. Because after that sickness, after that period of almost dying, I visited a psychotherapist. I was studying again, and I was like, I need some accountability, because I want to pass my exam. And in the situation I was in with certain family members, they were a little bit of sabotaging my happy choices always. And I was like, I was so determined to pass my exams. And I came with this psychotherapist, and she said, "You're going to do some tests." And then I found out what was really going on with me. And that was the reason that I like, I need to work on this. I need to find out what stress is, what stress does to our health. And so the snowball got rolling, and I ended up moving to Amsterdam, 2.5 hour drive from my hometown where I was born. And that's now 19 years ago.
That's beautiful. What are some of the clients that you've worked with? What has been kind of their journey and transformation?
Can you repeat that?
Or what sort of transformation and journey your clients usually go through with you, or maybe an example that,
Yeah, I've got one beautiful example. That's a young man. He was 29 when he started with working with me, and he also called me up. I only had contact on phone with him, and he wanted to know how he could eat better, because he was only losing weight while he was eating 5,000 calories a day. And he said something is not going right, and then I said, no, that's obvious. And he was a professional motorcycle biker, and I asked him to write down his food habits, a journal for a week. And I was like stunned with like, he was only eating glucose, only eating sugar. And his trainers and his coaches were only saying to him, yeah, you have to eat only sugar, only carbs, fast carbs, refined carbs. so your sugar will be high. So he was poisoned by this sugar. And the next thing that he shared to me was, I have fibromyalgia. And I said, I don't find that strange because your body is in such a toxic state from all the toxic from the food. It does not get any nutrition. It's just getting sugar, and sugar is poison for the body. And then in the next session, I found out that he had also PTSD. So, and then we started to talk about everything that had happened to him and all the things that he went through. And he was like, just I think a few months before he was diagnosed with the fibromyalgia, and he had a lot of headaches, always muscle pain, and trouble with sleeping, and all these things. And we started to do the gut health checks. We did a lab test and blood work and all these things. So, and then it was like there was so much to work on for him, only physical. And we started working on that. We did the gut health therapy. It's a 4-phase therapy that we do. We adjusted his food program completely. We made adjustment on his trainings, his rest, and of course supplements and everything that he needed to get his gut health in order. And after 9 months working intensely with him, he changed from this skinny man into a very muscled. He's now 33 or so, I think, something like that. He was unemployed. He could not connect with other people. He was isolating himself. He was depressed. And now he's outgoing. Uh, It's so sad to hear about his relationship that he got involved with ended recently. But he was also open for love. And he started really, his whole life changed around by just making these steps towards a better health.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. That's an amazing journey. And to help someone through that is gonna be very rewarding. I can
Yeah.
see your passion.
Yeah, I'm also so happy when I see his images on Instagram, and sometimes we just connect to have a chat. How are you doing? And so that's why I found out this relationship ended. But he was so determined to stick to the plan and to the journey he was on, and he started to study again. He's working, and I'm so happy to hear all that. So I always get chills when I talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. That's beautiful. For sure. And it gives us a good idea of what it is that you do, right? So thank
Thank
you
you
for
for asking.
sharing that for sure. And question I love to ask everyone is how do you choose conscious love every day? What does that mean to you?
Conscious love every day. My first priority is choosing myself every morning when I wake up. So first do me and then I do the rest. So there is this quote from Jim Rohn, like, I take care of me for you and you take care of you for me. And I really would love to stick to that one. And why? Not just I cannot give from an empty cup, but also to take responsibility for taking care of myself. So I will be a good company for other people, and I will not. Um, I don't know how to say this in English, but for me, it's also very important that we take responsibility on how we act and present ourselves towards other people. Um, and besides that, also giving to other people, but you can damage people around you if you don't take care of yourself. And that's something that I find really important, especially from the situation I have lived in. For me, that's a very important part of choosing conscious love. And as conscious love for me, but also conscious love for the people around me. Even if it's waiting for a cross, how do you say that, for somebody to cross over on the street, just wait, be patient, and give a hand, let them go. Just the small things. Say hi and smile to a stranger. Just be kind to yourself, be kind to others.
That's beautiful. Yes, indeed. You can't do anything with the cup half empty. So, yes, making sure that you're looking after yourself is very important. So,
Yeah,
we're going to put all your links in the comments below, obviously, and also the link to your beautiful new group, the bigger picture. And
thank
so,
you.
I know many of you will have gotten an invite, and so please join Gina in her group. It's really beautiful and powerful. So thank you so much for joining me today. Any last thoughts or anything else you'd like to share?
I'm so thankful to be here. Thank you for having me today. Yeah, final thoughts. Just what um, I would say is always trust your gut. If you feel that something is off, it probably is, and go find out where to find help and how, because there's always somebody who can help you.
Absolutely. That's beautifully said. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, everyone, for
Thank
watching,
you.
and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.